Folks, it's 9:20 a.m. on the 23rd day, 8th month, 2023, and looks like we hit some very disastrous totals coming over here to southern Mexico from some very famous named resort areas. Puerto Vallarta over there, shoreline showing that with a tendril offshore over a half a meter. This is nothing to be taken lightly as this is worked up through these areas here, this tendril that you kind of seen coming down even from this area somewhere south. There's a lot of water that's going to be hemmed up through Central America at this time, affecting Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, San Salvador, Guatemala, and Mexico itself. The outskirts and areas of Mexico City are showing some very high totals, showing up even on the fives. Anybody knows how I do the numbers, and we'll see that you get a big storm coming. One of them swells the streams, and the other one kills the dreams. It's a move we've seen so often as low totals get the runoff going towards the cities, and this even on Mexico City is showing some totals. Some have it a bit less, right? But it's still a devastating amount of water to be coming towards them and to be coming towards this area here of Toluca, Lerma. And the other Santa Fe's. It's all mountainous regions, and there's a lot of runoff can come through these valleys here. And I'm very, very, very concerned for the lives of people here. Right, stuff can be replaced, but your memories are the stuff that you share with others that add to wisdom of the world. And I hate to see any wisdom going away, that's for sure. I hope I got that sound quality issue fixed by remembering to plug my microphone into the correct things, as you can see. And these are the conservative totals. And some of these other ones have them much higher than that. But most of the working of the moisture is coming from this direction. So I'm going to go show you a few of the weather plans. Right, let's not always look at the worst things. Let's look at how much water is about. Let's look at what can be moved. Let's look at how they're going to move it, because it takes EMF moves to do this that may not have occurred yet. So right now I'm just running through this is Wednesday, and the time, let's say like here might be, is very late. Right now they're probably at about 1 o'clock in the morning my time, their time. You try remembering all that type stuff. Look at the lightning show they're about to get there. Let me turn the distractor off. Yeah, this is bad. So the chem should already be laid down for what's going to rumble through their mountain regions over the next 24 hours. And they've had a lot of earthquakes all along this coastline here over the last few days. So any kind of water that's added to the soils is going to cause a lot of subsidence issues. Uh, Mudslides or hillslides can be expected during these events. And down here through Nicaragua, there might is some bad conditions about to occur. And I'll be keeping an eye also for one coming for here up through here, because it's very possible the tendril here is going to come through here at some point, right through that gap, and set a spinner off into the Gulf of Mexico. So I have to watch for that as well. So as you can see, that has become fairly well organized by the weekend. Right there is about Friday night. If you was out there, you'd be about, yay, Happy New Year night, right there at midnight, because that'd be at 1 o'clock in the morning, just about what was parked off the coast of Manzanilla. There's a lot of growing region here in this valley over here, around in here, right? Farms and things of interest for people that are grabbing up the land, the agenda barons, as they often call them. They ain't oppressing me. They're not elite. They're no better than anybody else because they got into a selective school that all of them got into. See, it's very, very organized. They're coming into Sunday, their time. I mean, you want to have a look at the winds on this now. With the pressure that low, the winds should just be gale force. You don't want to drop too much on this side if you're planning on moving it into the Gulf of Mexico. But with what hems up on the mountains from the wind directions, if I put on the particle animation, you'll see what's impacting the coastline here. So then we're going to look at where the winds are going and who's got little rivers that where do they drain. That's a sticky outbit there was definitely going to have some tide problems. This bay here, especially this particular part, could have some washover. I'm really going to have to brush up on my Spanish lingo. Yeah, we're dead hit. I called this place out also the other day when I showed a video, so I hope some kind of warning guide. And my wonderful Spanish speaking people, please translate this however you can. And when I do a YouTube, I'll put it so the subtitles can also go. About this time, I'm keeping an eye on a few things. So I'm going to let with just wind. It's a lot less dramatic, I think, because that is absolutely cooking out there. That'll be hurricane strength. No, not quite. If it butted in land to get there, no, not quite. Oh, wait a minute, we got to go up to 10,000 feet. I forget something here. I can get it to happen. Come on. Right. This is where they'll officially measure the winds. 3,000 meters. It's a hurricane. It's a deadly hurricane just sitting there. So they'll be rerouting a whole lot of shipping traffic and a whole lot of plane routes will go a bit odd. Na, 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 steamer for the north. Switch it back down on the grade and go back in time. What's going against the southern United States? This is big, big mass of moisture. I'm sorry, I'm going to sit a little more forward. I want my water. They're not looking good for them. Big steamer. I'm worried about them. Right, they're in my, oh my God. Right as we go in here, put the winds on. I get in a mile an hour now. Thank goodness. Again, where they officially measure them, it's not showing a hurricane. It's showing a very, very widespread, dangerous storm. It's covering a lot of distance. That's Acapulco right there. The worst damage of the winds do on this particular one coming in is going to be on this side of the storm when it comes ashore, because the forward momentum of the storm gets added to the wind speed and gets subtracted on the backside. So right about here is going to really, really have some major things to contend with when this comes ashore. So if I was down here, I would not be here. All that runoff is coming right to your town, right? You want to pick your sharp stuff off the ground. And that's got plenty of places to run. It won't take long. It's for a lot of water is getting channeled from two huge gaps right here, all into this town. So if you know anybody down here, let's all go give them a hand. Because otherwise, you didn't. There's no other way to put it, right? And again, this the Alduin over here is going to, and the El Tickler. The El Tickler right there, they must have some houses they want. Oh, I see a target here. Yeah, these people could lose everything they own, so let's help any way we can. The Rio Ostula is going to be grande, mucho grande, because all this water is coming your way. We look at the totals that we're getting, that's winds. So the slopes on this side, when winds are like that, cop more. And when it comes through, the wind switches. So this valley here gets a little more because of the wind on this side than that slope gets. And that side washes down more than that does. So you can start to see very predictable streams. And that flow will hit that one here and go right into this village of Akia.
The killer of a Kia with a. My God. This is like a pinpoint of small people's businesses and livelihoods. What do they want here? Yachts? Locks for shipping? Places to hold shipping containers? Or a new port? Because that's a great location for a port. Well, we'll hear what's suggested immediately after the storm. We know what the agenda bearers want them. Are they going to be a bunch of Malakis over there to Malake? I hope I pronounced this right. Santa Cecilia. Yeah, the water up to my bedroom. And that's such a loving debt to hear about. And we got a bit of action that's going to be impacting New Zealand. So let's just work this through. These poor folks is a terrible, terrible storm. If it sat there, it would leave. It is 6.5 millimeters of water every 3 hours. Yeah. Meanwhile, the spreading of this moisture by the mountains here, natural effect, is going to shoot it right into the Gulf of Mexico. What a shame. Geoengineering sucks. And if we go up to the totals for the whole United States, y'all might want to have a look at this. That'll be a lot of the water remains from Killary, the Kilray store. Where there's not much going on with the tendril today, as of right, well, a couple hours ago. So I'll give that another run. And just to see what we got here, I'll give you a 48 hours of tendrilization. I hope my feed is running right. I haven't checked. What we got here? Mexico. Yeah, I'm very concerned because I did issue a warning for him a few days back, and I had to drop this subject because I was covering something else. As you can see, one of the rivers here has got, well, because I'm in the States, I have to do this. Well, you know what? They could just learn inches of Fahrenheit for a minute. There's some pretty heavy totals showing up on the fives, right? So they've worked a lot of the moisture out. If I put here in the rain and thunders and all the rumbles, it ain't looking great. Let you have a walk through it. I'm gonna find my weather. No, we don't do that. Back up. As you see here, got a lot of little action cruiser across the mitten over there at Michigan. Yep. There'll be no hitchhiking from Saginaw that day. Over here is Saginaw Bay is up this way. As the storm does a whip around over there over Lake Erie. Yep. Comes out and smacks Detroit from the backside, puts the storm over Kalamazoo, and moves right on out into the Great Lake and dissipates. Drops its water. Nestle must have a contract or something where they'll pay like nothing, and you pay for the pipes to be put in. What a fucking shame. Who knows how that goes? I got some wild opinions. Did Easter might be too late? They put an Easter egg. Like, what a bunch of baby-faced finsters, banging ahead of us, asking for the Easter egg that they stole. How dare they? Yeah, it looks like they got some big cluster storms planning to come up out of Canada here. Drips of some condensed smoke and water that's condensed in the water on top of you. So I would highly suggest you do some pH checks if your rain is falling and see if it's acidic or not, or alkaline. Alkaline in your sky, dropping bicarbonated soda. Yeah, giving her an antacid to the sky was a proposed thing to do. By the sunlight blockers. They must be a bunch of vampires wanting to walk around during the daytime. Where they think they seem so aggressive about even blocking the moonlight. Maybe worried about their cousins and their Uncle Werewolf. Woo, it's clear to me that you guys get sprayed like bugs, and I'm about had enough of the United States of America's weather, and I'm going over here to the land down under, where the laws tend to smother all the freedoms of one another. You better use your voice. Realize you already have one. These politics coming along to take your home. A say sell up while you can, because look at the examples. They're just planning to burn you out. Go on, take the money and run. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Billy Joe and Bobby Sue. Breathe the 7 chemtrails as me and you. They have filtration systems on your houses and military grade stuff that you don't. They bury themselves holes in the ground that survives the very apocalypse. It's the products they sell tend to cause. Now, what do we got here coming in on the 27th? There's a bit of action here for the Old Coast Road. They're going on. Can't buy me, they don't care no more. There you go, Sydney. Have a little bit of a total coming in. There's nothing you can't handle. You can handle this. You can do it. Rain accumulations, it should be even fairly getting in there. Nothing's on the 3s. That's where you enjoy yourself. They think you would have a good day up in the mountains over there. There's already new snows coming along. Not a damn thing hardly up there. Maybe they're going to powder some man-made chem stuff in the air, but New Zealand can't say that. New Zealand could say, hi, wintertime arrives north of Napier over here, 8 down here, some pretty decent totals. We're back to the centimeter of it all. Yep. Hey, chicky kicky caca. Yeah, you got powder on your wrist. Powder poo-poo. Crail Bay. I just want to have a cray. Never get to have one over there. What's up with that? Many of Cray was promised and never delivered. You ought to see the chemtrail going right across the nose here. Look at this. Whammo. Have a snort. A big old snort for the Kiwi right there. You see the chemtrail over there? How disrespectful can you get? Right there. It's doing a big level. Maybe it vomited it out. That's a chemtrail. Look how wide it's spread out. You might have had just a click of warmth as you didn't have to have your heater on full. But no. And it'll put just enough of a draft, updraft and downdraft to create a wind. A little bit of a difference in the thermals. And boy, did that reflect some odd life over this square. You know, there wasn't much to see here today. Just a great big square. And I'm like, what's this center? This square over here. Hey, so I went zoomed in into the following coordinate here. And I was like, man, that's chem bombs. These are chemtrails bombing a great big V shape. And if you look right here at the bottom, that's either the world's biggest snowflake or that's a platform deploying something. It could be dropping it down. It could be going on a different layer. And it's condensation or catalytic activities have changed the dynamics of this cloud bank enough to cause that to form. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. Upon this world, oppression's a stain. Evenly spaced chemtrail lines. We cannot see the fires. They have made a notification. So, an effect they have counteracted. See this right here? Real-time imagery now available. Fires and thermal anomalies should also fill in soon. Thank you for your patience. You know what? It's bad enough you got to pay for the equipment that goes in here that takes the image to keep you safer to learn about things, and then they lie about drawing swastikas in your sky. How do you feel about that? Is this your religion? Yours is what you want? I don't think so. I don't think it's what you want. I don't think you want this sickness mix being deployed over you. Not at all. Now when you know it's getting ready to cause bad weather that's imminent, it snows and stuff that's going to drive up your heating bill when you might have had a beautiful summer day, a winter's day. Excuse me, it's summer here and it's like it's winter. Look at these bombs off the coast here. Big old cluster right there. Boom, 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 boom. It's not a circulation. From the shore, it might look like a big round something, but really it's round, 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 round. They're deploying rounds, boom, boom, deploying rounds, boom, boom, deploying some rounds, and God only knows what's in it, but that's kind of like an SS. If somebody drew a big C over there, and I tell you there's a U, maybe that's an N, and over here's a T, and I swear to God, it looks like the letter Y. You know what that just spelled. Cunt. Don't let them cunt you in the skies. And you can't disguise your cunting in the skies with your lies. What do they have, a special ceremony out here? Compass and square much? Thank you, Grandpa, for our old poison. And look, this is a square cloud. Square edges to it there. See it? See it? Center point of deployment. It's kind of easy to see. When they took this picture of our mother. And here's our mother being poisoned. And it was very bad over here yesterday. Very bad. What did this day here? Absolutely horrendous. The deployment of sickness mix I seen going over Australia yesterday. Look at this. This is yesterday. All this chem going over the whole country. This could be anywhere in the world, you know. You don't have to care more just because it's your backyard, and when it's somewhere else, you care less. We should never care less. Ever. Well, there's a lot of fire smoke here. There's a big fire there and there. It's got that color like houses going up. Well, you know they ain't let me measure this, right? This is actually the only way I'll be able to measure it. You won't get it accurate. Now when you were looking at clicks, that's got the control burden look, because he's straight lining, that's a fairly even. But when you got two dots, there's always going to be a distance. You need a bunch. Here's some burning going up here. People ask, so I'm going to have a look. Not much fires yet to see about what went on out west. And another thing I'm noticing here is a big scalar square out here over the desert. And another square, and another square. To see an occasional square, I can go with that. But to see so many of them all the time, everywhere, and knowing how energy forms and interference patterns of radar waves and such, cause certain patterns to happen in clouds. And you can look and say, well, you know, that's a bit odd. There's no island here that would cause such a vortex to occur where you get one and then you get the one going the opposite way. So that's scalar energy, and there's a lot of devices nearby here that can do this type of look to the sky. Like here, you see that wave. You're not going to get a gravity wave every day. Let's see if we get that showing up. Oh no, I didn't load that this morning. Well, maybe we could let it try. You want to let it try? You can always give it a try. I'd like to have a moving image of that. So we click set viewer, which is this link here, and maybe we get an image for you. Won't take that long to pull up. Because that was during the day yesterday, and this is a new day and it's nighttime. So the odds of that thing be showing up here is fairly slow. Slowly evaporating with all the dots. So let's see what we can see. Oh, put some tensor tools in. My Ioni in my pocket. And a little later, I would like to do a structured water show, talk about Ioni, and well, I might even have a whole twin kit. I'd like to make a vortexer, so you could see how to do this yourself at home, on the way that I make it. Yeah, it's fairly simple. We're gonna get any image here at all. I think I have wasted everybody's time for a minute, but you know, I'm one of them people who don't give up so easily, so let's just look at this patch right here. Bam, boom. 2 ways going. Then it comes back. It was going to the east, and then it goes to the west. Because by golly, we're living under the cuckoo's nest. Still got the big square form falling. I don't know exactly what town I'm looking at. So I'll add some more complications to the load. And I'm telling you, this screen takes a long time. It shows you this big mass of crap intersecting this mass of crap while you was sleeping. Yeah. I see too many sleeping. I pray that you will wake before they toxify too much and we're going to your wake. Oh, it's showing something over here. I'm going to turn some of these off, maybe just a little bit faster. Turn the legend off. And let's just sit here and look at the whole blankety blank boringness of this all, because I want data. Isn't this fun? Go get a cup of tea. Doo-dar, doo-dar, Robert's gonna start to swear. Da-dee-doo-da-da. I shouldn't have put the harmonizer in the front window. Here we go, here we go. We're getting the signal. Your lady be as in genitals. We saw a big bomb going up the coastline. I forgot to put coastlines on. It's going to add a little bit more of a complication. You could tell where you were. That's like Sydney and the entrance and all that down here. It's Byron Bay. Stick to further south. That's Brisbane. That's Harvey Bay. Right? It's something here is continually deployed along a line, adding to the abominationness of this all is that tendrils of line streamering out right over here next to this island of not pleasantness and waveforms going every which way over here. Look at the sickness mix they deployed over you, New Zealand. My God, that's that stuff. That's that same stuff that was here. This stuff. It's this stuff. And I saw the other day. That's the same stuff. And people over here said they had bloody noses and stuff. My friends were all messaging me. And they felt terrible. Absolutely terrible after this came over. There's so many people in bed sick this morning. And this, I'm not surprised you're having trouble breathing. In New Zealand, you've got a batch coming your way. It's been sprayed over the open ocean in international waters right here. And major population center. There are beautiful trees there. It could be defoliant, right? It looked like when it's the Agent Orange deployment method used in Operation Popeye during the Vietnam War. Clearly looks the same as this. And you got low clouds moving this way and that, moving that with a gap. So you're going to start to get vortice that's going to help with the convections of bringing one layer more close to the ground, closer to the ground. And it changes in altitude as it bumps that line. This is a very, very wicked deployment. What a bunch of wicked people. Think they should block this sun. Oh my God. I'm going to roll you guys through your days. And then I'm going to have a quick glance around the entire world and see what's coming. I'm going to give you 5 days. Right? Yawn, 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 yawn. The forest goes, yay, we're getting some water down here in Tassie. And so we'll get a little action finally starts. Pressures wise, you got that lack over here going on. It just only bubble up is going to squeeze tropic down and cold up and mix it predictably. The mixer's over here, and boy, is that's popping a low. It's extremely low. Yeah, I'll move it along a couple days. As this thing here, it kind of just eyeballs the coast there. I mean, they're not slating it to really do anything with the bubble up the way it is. I just don't see how it can actually squeeze off that low to become an independent storm of its own. Well, don't worry, this one will. It's just got all the dynamics to do a bubble up that it can pinch south of itself, unlike that other one. But the most likely way that would go with sheer winds up there, it'd be very easy to pop one in on Perth. So I'm gonna have to watch this very, very closely. Yeah, it's all showing like a northern drift. Because once this thing gets consumed into this other high or into that low below it, this is free to move very freely across this part of the Southern Ocean down here. I mean, no, the Southern Ocean. This will be the bite. It's the Southern Ocean. Try being me, remember all the geography. Fiji ain't left you out of it. Fiji love, you got some heavy accumulations. It should be showing coming up because the tendril is moving towards you. So I'll be watching it very closely as some of these French island, Polynesian islands, catch smackaroos. You get some snows and stuff that are going to be coming up into the Andes. Lake Titicaca. But my biggest concern here is all through Central America here. And this area here is facing over a foot of rain in some spots. on these main cities on the next 10 days. Right? I showed you some more contemporary totals. So I'm very, very concerned. And it's a harbor area there. Okay, so we're batting down the hatches. Full steam ahead. You got this. Know it. Between us all, we can make a better world. Once we realize that we've been owned, we can all say, no more, no more. I am not this system's whore. Big love. Peace.